Hey, Luna. Oh, you are such a pancake. You're a pancake of love. Hey crew, welcome to the Spiritual Social. I'm Lexi, your local light worker. Welcome, my loves, to another pick a card reading, which was suggested by you. Somebody wrote me that they would like a refresher on the pet reading I created a couple of months ago. If you go to my main channel's page and you click on my pick a card list, you will see there a wealth of videos, and among them you will find one related to your pet. So this is something that we created together because it was popular and demanded. I usually get the best ideas when I talk to you guys on Instagram. So thank you so much for contributing and sharing things with me and letting me know what you are interested in finding out. It's a pleasure for me to create this reading for you. Although I know it's not going to be my most popular or viewed one, I do appreciate that if you watch this video, you like it, and you comment down below so we can drive engagement a little bit on my page so that in some way there is a beautiful energy exchange between us and my work is seen and valued and can be distributed to other people, because I do pour my whole heart into creating these readings, and it's wonderful to see how well they are received by other people as well. That's my personal emotional reward. So thank you kindly for doing that. Thank you for being here. If your day is not going well, I hope I can make it a little bit better, a little bit smoother with this reading. It's going to be fun, it's going to be spiritual, and it's going to be emotional in certain parts. So I have here a choice for you of cards that I randomly selected from the Witch's Oracle. All of the oracles and tarot decks I'm using in my readings are always linked in the description box below. You can have a look at them and maybe purchase them for yourself. Thank you kindly for the people that have sent me gifts. I appreciate them, and I really want to give you a great big energetic hug. All this being said, let me show you the options so that you know which card you can feel pulled towards or reflect upon and make it as your choice. So for you, group 1, I have here this card, and I'm going to zoom in. There we go. So I can see here number 27, the cave, retreat. And you have here the bear spirit animal. Okay, for you, group 2, we have here the serpent. Yeah, the serpent is a very dual animal. It can be deceiving, but it's also deeply healing. We have number 19, a symbol of power. Okay, for you, group 3, we have an infamous culprit, usually a very misunderstood animal, the beautiful black cat, number 22, and psychism. Yeah, I love black cats. They are so affectionate and talkative. And we also have here the familiar for you, group 4. You can see the wolf animal spirit in the background. We have here ally and number 8, again, a number of power. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out right now so you can have a look at all of the 4 options placed before you. I will be pulling some cards from this really cute alternative tarot, the Ash and Oak, chapter 3, I think it's called. Anyway, I most likely have not pronounced the name correctly, but it is linked in my description box if you want to have a look. Okay, all this being said, I'm not going to keep you waiting. I want to keep this reading short and sweet. So thank you kindly for being here. If you want me to create a personal reading for you, I do offer those. I offer a variety of affordable tarot readings on a lot of topics, and I'm open to adapting them to your needs. So write me an email and we'll be able to create something. Keep in mind, I never solicit readings. I believe in the law of attraction. So if I'm doing my job well, if I'm taking good care of myself on the spiritual path, then people come to me. Yeah, that's what I believe in. So never reply to WhatsApp messages that are using my name or my face. Sometimes scammers do that. Unfortunately, YouTube is rife with scams. So keep that in mind. I never ask you for readings. It's always coming from you, and it's always through an email to my personal private inbox. It's never through WhatsApp. I don't use WhatsApp. So please keep that in mind. Okay, my loves, protect yourselves, and also Try not to be afraid of ordering personal readings, even though there is this scamming environment. Feel free to just reach out to me through communication. We can solve everything, okay? Good. All this being said, let's jump straight into your reading and find out. What does your pet want to say to you? Hi Group 1, welcome to your pick a card reading. So this will be an inquiry into what does your pet have to say to you. For those of you who are drawn to the bear animal spirit, I wanted to say the cave animal spirit for a second there. Yeah, you could be feeling a little bit tired, almost to the point where you are not able even to speak clearly. It could be that you may have encountered certain issues with your pet. Maybe your pet needed to visit the vet, or there was some sort of dietary issues, some health issues. You needed to support your pet on top of all the other responsibilities you had to do. That's some of the first messages that are coming through. If this doesn't resonate, click on another reading. You may have chosen the wrong pile, okay? So we have here retreat. It seems like you are drawn towards safety, creating a protective space in which you can dwell and spend a lot of cozy time together with your pet, yeah? Okay, all this being said, I'm gonna shuffle the cards. Let's see. Your pet is a little bit annoyed with you, okay? I kind of have the feeling you may be doing too much because most of the cards dropped violently to the floor. I'm not in a position to bend and pick them up because it will take me a while. So I'm just going to show you the first card that actually stayed on the table. And we have here, oh, such a beautiful card. We have here the elk, and this is the Emperor, Aries energy. I feel like your pet would say, you're doing too much, stop, okay? It's okay, I feel safe, I feel protected. You are taking really good care of me. I think it's time for us to spend more time cuddled up together, okay? If you have the kind of pet that you can cuddle with, your pet really would like more downtime with you, like, if you have a cat, for example, allow your cat to come and curl up next to you as you work or as you sleep. If you have a dog, it's the same, like give your dog more pets, you know, kind of like pet its head, caress the dog and kind of play with the dog a bit more, or just allow the dog to stay on the couch next to you while you work, while you rest. It's such an important period for you to kind of like enjoy more the fruits of your labor, because I feel like you are very well organized. Your pet sees you as very disciplined, organized, a leader. You know, your pet really trusts you. But your pet would also like you to go on a holiday, maybe take them with you, you know. I've noticed recently that a lot of like on booking.com, where I sometimes go to book places to visit, places to stay at when I visit, they have an option right now to bring your pet as well, which is really sweet. So in spite of the fact that the world seems like not such a friendly place at the moment, there are certain progressions, advances, because in the past hotels and Airbnbs wouldn't allow you to bring a pet, but nowadays we are adapting, considering that the vast majority of people are single, they live alone, and having a pet, having a familiar can be something incredibly soothing for the heart. Yeah, it can really help you overcome a state of either self-imposed or involuntary loneliness, yeah? Okay, a lot of powerful messages. Let me just section the deck and choose the cards on top, okay? The cards don't want to be shuffled in your reading. It's like your pet is saying, too much movement, I'm irritable, you know, you've made me irritable. It could also be that if your pet is showing certain symptoms, like their diet, they're not eating anymore, or they're having weird invisible health issues, like they're showing some symptoms but they seem fine at the same time. It is psychological and emotional. Your pet wants you to calm down. Believe it or not, we do have our energetic body is influencing the energy body of the animal next to us. So if you're frazzled, if you're tired, if you're in this emperor, I need to conquer all of my goals all in one day, you know, kind of vibe, then your pet is going to be feeling this craziness, right? Because it is a crazy idea to conquer all of your goals in just one day. You have to slow down, yeah? So I feel like your pet would say to you, slow down. We also have here the Tower. Yeah, because you're heading straight for that classic burnout. You're about to hit your head on the psychological wall of depression, okay? So be careful. Slow down the car. Take the foot off the gas pedal, yeah? I feel that you've been packing in a lot of resentment and anger. Maybe a lot of people around you have been spoiling your inner peace, and it's time for you to start raging. Yeah, it's time for you to raise your voice, to be assertive, and to draw boundaries. In some cases, I'm hearing heavy boundaries. Yeah, it's no longer, you no longer have the opportunity to keep it all in because it has filled up. You are filled to the brim, and it's time for you to be a little bit more, you know, kalima, like rather than Devi, right? You've been too much in your goddess Devi energy, and now it's time to like let it rip. And when I say that, I say it also with the sense of kindness, but I do want to kind of stoke that fire inside of you, because, you know, I kind of feel like you've been trying to be too cordial, too polite, and it's not helping you. Yeah, you have to start speaking up, defending yourself, and if you have to raise your voice as well. Yeah, not towards your pet, but towards the people in your life that are angering you and crossing over your boundaries. You've got everything that it takes to make it out on your own. If you're currently living in a household or in a relation, or you're immersed in a relationship that is really taking it all out from you, then I strongly recommend that you consider another path, and you've got what it takes to make it on your own, even if just temporarily. You know, you don't have to stay on your own for a long period of time. I see here fated energy, so your pet could be acting out because it wants you to know that you are safe, that you can make this decision, that you can step into something new, and that it is time. You have to do it. You cannot put it off. Yeah. We have a lot of Mars energy here, right? Aries, and also the tower represents Mars energy, Martian energy. So it's a lot of like, you could be projecting a lot of your anger onto other people if you are not making the decision to change something important in your own life. You could be arguing with other people because you are unhappy with your current circumstances. So pull your energy back into yourself, accept that the situation is unacceptable, and be responsible enough and brave enough to say, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna cut this, I'm going to draw this boundary. It has to be done. The time has expired. The time for you to think it through and accept the unacceptable is kind of like at its peak, like the cup is overflowing in a negative way. Okay, I want to give you the oracle cards right now. Your pet would say to you, they would like you to grind their food better, or put more attention into how you prepare their meals. There is something there that is escaping you at the moment. The mortal and pestle, it's all about, you know, grinding things down and perfecting them. I also feel like your pet would say, you are grinding your teeth too much, your jaw is too clenched. I do think that your pet considers you a very detail-oriented person. You're very thorough, yeah. We have here the keywords integration, subtlety, and thoroughness. So you are an individual that normally pays attention to details, and you're very focused on things, but in this period it's like something is grinding your gears. All the metaphors related to grinding, yeah. It could have been that you also met somebody on Grindr. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop in a second, okay? And maybe that person, the relationship is not working out, it's very sexually tense, and it's leading to a lot of conflicts and arguments. You don't have to put up with that, you know. Cut the conversation, move on to someone better. Yeah, you don't have to stay in a situation that is bad for you. I think that's the core message that your pet wants to tell you. And also try to be more attentive, because if you're in your mind ruminating a lot over what this person said or what they did, and you're like in that finicky, persnickety kind of energy, you know, you tend to ignore the details around you. So you might be cooking and you're not realizing that you're burning the food because you're thinking about what he said, she said, and how you responded. So focus on what you have to do in front of you and let that bad energy go, because it's not helping you, you know. Rumination is toxic. It fills you up with negative energy and it makes you explode. Yeah, we have here the tower is about destroying a foundation that was built improperly, like you're trying to build a metal house on quicksand. It's not gonna work, you know. So you might as well just take your metal and build elsewhere. Now, we also have here, make a meal. Your pet wants you to feed them more, yeah? So allow them to rest with you, feed them more, be more present for them when you are feeding them. Maybe, like one of my cats really is waiting for me when I feed them. I have 3 cats, and one of them, when I feed them, wants me to pet her. She won't eat until she looks at me and it's like, come on, I'm expecting my pet. She's in some way linking affection with food intake. So I have to be there and pet her when she eats. Obviously, in moments when I am away from home, I try not to be away from home for too long, but when I am away from home, she does eat eventually. But when I am present, she always like solicits my attention. It's like, pet me please, so I can begin eating. So I think that it could be something that your pet would like you to do that. I see here with make a meal, you also need to nourish yourself better. You may have been skipping meals, or you may have burned the food and then throw it in the sink or in the bin and then not bother with food anymore. I feel like it's important for you to kind of light up the hearth in your home, the oven, the stove, even the microwave oven. If you don't have like a traditional classic beautiful oven, you know, you don't need to have an Aga oven like very popular in British fancy households. You don't need to have that picture perfect Instagram oven. You just need to have like a small oven or microwave oven. Take care of it, you know, clean it, wipe it, make a meal inside of it. Take your time looking at all the elements of the things you're putting inside of yourself. Maybe even make yourself a salad if you don't want to use oven or it's too hot to do so. It's the act of paying attention. It's the act of spending time nourishing yourself, preparing food for yourself, which in itself is witchy. That's the root of witchcraft, right? Taking natural elements, spending time focusing on them, figuring out how they interact, and then creating a meal. A meal can be a potion, a meal can be an elixir, it can be something like medicine, yeah? It is the energy-giving substance of our bodies. So if you are not feeding yourself properly, then you are taking away the energy that your body needs in order for you to achieve all those amazing goals you want to achieve, because I see you're very ambitious. Okay, I'm mindful of the time. We have here inner truths. Yeah, your pet would just be like, stop struggling, mama, you know, stop struggling, admit to yourself what's not working and move forward. Oh, and also papa, if you're a man watching this, although I know that my viewership is not predominantly male, yeah? So your pet would say to you, stop struggling, mama or papa. I see that you are very nervous, you're very anxious, you're very angry. Why don't we just make a meal? Yeah? Why don't we just cuddle? Yeah? And you allow me to sleep next to you or comfort you. And by being calm, you are diffusing this explosive tower, and you're able to actually, with a cool, calm mind, from a point of inner peace and power, you're able to achieve your goals. Yeah. There could be an issue here with a father figure. This could be an authoritative boss at work. It could be your own father. You may have had recently a row with your father, or there are some disagreements, and you just have to admit to yourself the truth. It could be that your father is overbearing, or your father is pushing you to do something you don't want to, and it's time for you to just accept that and say, it's not working out. It's not working out. I'm gonna go my own way, and you're just going to have to think and do whatever you want, but I'm choosing to walk down this path. Yeah, there is a bit of impatience here. I'm picking up on impatience, but maybe it's because I did my spiritual ritual before. I am feeling quite centered in this impatience. So don't worry, it's not something that will turn into something awful. I feel like there's a lot of make-believe fears here. Fears that have nothing to do with reality. Let's see. One more card. What would your pet say to you? What would your pet say to you in this time of need? Your pet would say, I love you. Okay, your pet is very much your counterpart. A soulmate from another lifetime that incarnated in the body of a pet, a familiar, to protect you, to help you. Sometimes even to protect you from yourself, yeah? Because it could be that you're pushing yourself too hard and you're driving yourself into a burnout, into conflicts with other people, when all you need is to rest a little bit be with your pet. Your pet is very healing, very loving towards you. Make a meal with them, you know. Pay attention to how you prepare a meal for your pet as well. Make sure that you are affectionate with them, that you play a bit with them, and that you know, sometimes when we don't feed ourselves properly, we also can't feed pets properly, or children if you have any, you know. That's why self-love is so important, because we tend to treat people around them just like we treat ourselves to a certain degree. Because if you are caught up in this energy of anger and hatred, you are doing awful things to yourself as well. You're reaching out for fatty foods and quick impulsive pleasures, and you could be ingesting toxins to numb yourself out, because the body can only take so much inner anger. It needs to find a way to bring itself back to balance. So if you're constantly angry and bitter and resentful, or if there is a situation in your life that is spiking you up, like, right, then you're starting to develop unhealthy coping mechanisms. So your pet would just say, you know, there's no need for this. You have me. I am here for you, right? Just feed me, play with me, and I love you. I'm here. I'm unconditionally here for you. Yeah? So your pet loves you deeply. It wants you to take better care of yourself. You are a really awesome pet mama or pet papa. You just need to figure out where this anger comes from, accept what you have to do, make a decision to change, and you will see how all of a sudden you are coming back to yourself. You are able to nourish yourself better. But the path towards nourishing and self-love comes with you admitting a really important truth. And that could be the tricky part. I do feel that together with your pet, you're able to create this world of protection that's going to make you feel safe as you are making important decisions that could come with a tinge of sadness and disappointment. Yeah, but rely on your pet. As much as your pet relies on you, you also can rely on your pet to give you affection during a difficult period. Okay? This is the reading that I have for you. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Please remember to like this video, comment below, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Ciao. Hey group 2, welcome to your reading related to your pet. Are you curious to find out what your pet has to say to you? Welcome. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the serpent animal spirit, to this particular oracle card. You may have an animal that likes apples, that enjoys apples or apple seeds. That's the first thing. I also feel that you are, I don't know if you're necessarily an intellectual, like if you actually work in academia, or you work by harnessing the fruits of your mind. I definitely feel that you could be heavy into reading and writing. You are definitely a person that enjoys thinking, reading, philosophizing. You could have a really interesting animal as well. Like, I'm picking up on the fact that some of you may have a parrot. Some of you could actually own a snake. There is something here about transformation, shedding, and sorry if you see me zoning out, it's because I'm just getting certain intuitive hits. And I also feel that there is something here about sharing an animal with a partner. We see here Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. And it's kind of like you may have been together with a person for a very long period of time, and having this animal, it's like it brought you closer together. Or when you met this person came with an animal, and you never thought that you could feel so affectionate towards their pet, but you kind of ended up adopting their pet. So it's a variety of different situations, because this is a general reading. It's not a specific thing for your situation. Yeah, feel free to get in touch with me for a personal if you feel so inclined. I'm so happy that the cards are more gentle and restrained in your reading, because group 1 had cards all over the floor. So your cards are quite good actually. We have here the 3 of Pentacles. Sorry, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and I was looking at the 3 of Pentacles on the table. So this is a situation of, oh, okay. In certain cases, maybe it's not specifically directed to the majority of you that were drawn to this pile, but I'm picking up on a separation. Some of you are getting a divorce, or you're separating from a long-term relationship with somebody, and you're going from the 10 of Pentacles to the 3 of Pentacles. So it's like you had some sort of wealth that you were sharing with somebody else. You had pets together with this person. Things were going pretty well, but unfortunately you reached a point where you no longer can live together. You no longer can be the parents of this pet together. So it's like you're moving back into paid employment, or moving into a situation where you have to share a house with somebody else, maybe with parents, maybe a roommate, a flatmate. And I feel that you may take this pet with you. It is a good situation. I see that financially you will continue to be supported. It's the only thing is that it may not be as wealthy or as abundant, as prosperous of a time for you as you had in the past. Yeah. So I'm really sorry if you're going through separation. It's never easy. My heart goes out to you. And I do hope that you will find, it's not that I hope, I actually see. I see that you will find a really good compromise related to this pet. Who's going to take care of the pets? If you have more than one pet, one of them is going to stay with you, the other one with your ex-partner. You see these bunnies, they have a lot of hearts. So it's going to be an affectionate resolution. You guys are going to find a compassionate solution to the situation. You know, you may be worried at the moment, thinking it's like, oh, what's going to happen? I don't know. It's a lot of unknowables. I really don't want to separate with my pets. Don't worry, you will be able to take your pets with you. Okay, your family will not be completely separated. Like, even if you have to separate from your loved one, you will not have to separate from your pets as well. Yeah, you're taking the pet or pets. I'm kind of feeling like in this situation there may be more than one pet involved. Yeah, so don't worry, you're taking your babies with you. I want to show you the oracle cards. We have here the moth, mystery, concealment, and illusion. Let me see the other cards before I say something. We have here the sweet treat. And we have here the infinite blessings. Oh, okay. So your pet would say to you, I'm not letting you go. I hope that I am your favorite. I hope that you're not gonna let me go, because I am just so drawn towards you. And this could be a pet that is very like attached, right? You may have a cat that constantly wants to be cuddled, or you may have a dog that constantly kind of wraps itself around your leg. I'm also, weirdly enough, but I'm smelling baking, like baked goods, because of this card. It's clairsentient moment win. But I feel like your pet would say, please give me a sweet treat. I feel like if you give your pet treats, there is this affection, like they enjoy getting treats from you more than anybody else, even from your partner. I definitely feel like if you believe that your pet is bad or is acting in a mean way, that your pet is jealous, you have to understand that these are illusions. You could be projecting some of the feelings that you have related to your partner onto your animal, because it's easier to blame a pet than to blame the person that has broken your heart. Yeah. So be mindful of projecting negative feelings onto your pet when the pet is just an animal. It's natural for a pet to be a little bit like wacky and to see its own self-interest, there's no need to punish your pet. There's no need to be mean with your pet when they are just doing their natural thing, their instincts, right? I read somewhere that cats have the same logical equivalent as a 2-year-old. So it's basically like being surrounded by 2-year-olds if you have more than one cat. And you just have to accept that, your cat has a limited capacity to relate to you and to understand you, even though you may see them as your baby, right? And I do see this often with certain people in my surroundings that have animals. Like, they call the animal cruel when in relation to their partner. There is cruelty going on in the relationship that they are in. So for example, their partner is behaving cruel with them, they are feeling angry, and instead of saying to their partner, why are you being so cruel to me, they are kind of playfully saying to the pet, oh, you're such a cruel pet, or you're very crazy, or you're hyperactive, or God knows what else. So I see very strongly that your pet really enjoys being fed by you and would like you to give them more treats. I see that your pet would choose you, and they hope that you are going to pick them as your favorite. Now it's a little bit confusing, I know, because I am picking up on a situation in which you may have more than one pet, so I'm not exactly sure which pet's energy I'm tapping into, but I think that you know already, because I feel that some of you came here with certain doubts related to whether your pet really likes you. We see the image of the serpent, and the serpent can be dual, right? Serpents can be both deceiving and both healing. In Christianity, they are a symbol of treachery, but also in the world of healing and pharmacies and medicine, they are a symbol of the two serpents that wrap around the caduceus of Mercury, which is the sign of pharmacies and hospitals. So clearly, I'm looking right now, I just noticed that in this image there is a tattoo of a constellation, and I'm like thinking, could this be Aries? There's only one constellation that has so little stars, so it could be that Aries energy is important. You may be an Aries. Your pet could be born during the month of Aries. Your pet is very enthusiastic, very much in need of affection, and your pet, as you can see here with infinite blessings, is actually a source of good luck and joy in your life. You being around your pet, or taking your pet for a walk, or just being close to your pet, is increasing your sense of abundance and prosperity. I also feel that some of you, if you have a really adorable pet, and if you start uploading videos of your pet or creating an Instagram just for your pet, it will blow up overnight because of how adorable and filled with charisma your pet is. Yeah, Aries is charisma, and it's also creativity, this energy of let's do it. I'm a pioneer. I am brave. I'm beginning something new, and I'm just gonna risk it and see how it goes. So I definitely feel that your pet is having the star-like quality. So if you're struggling financially, you can definitely start a channel for your pet in which you just upload how your pet is eating and playing. Obviously, just normal, natural things. Try not to ever, I would never suggest that somebody micromanages or forces the animal to do something it doesn't want to. Just film the animal in its natural habitat, just being happy around you or coming towards you or playing, and you're going to have success. You don't have to push it, and definitely treat your animal with respect and care. But I'm sure you know that. I just feel the need to emphasize this because I am expecting that some people will comment down below. You know how people are trigger happy lately to just binge and negatively binge on other people. So yeah, I'm kind of like trying to put a disclaimer here for those people who are like, I would never use my animal for views or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can film animals and upload videos of animals. Just do it kindly, respectfully. You know, there's nothing wrong with populating the internet with gorgeous images of beautiful animals in their natural habitat. It's actually one of the best things ever. It's actually better than looking at people with all sorts of enhancements and plastic surgeries. Okay, so I'm sorry. Anyway, coming back, I want to pull another card for you because I think that this message was pretty direct. I don't know if there's anything else to say, but oh yeah, there is something else to say. A lot of you are doing heavy work at the moment. You're masking, and what I mean by that is you're deep down inside, you feel betrayed, you feel anxious, overwhelmed with fears, but you're masking that. So you're putting on a brave face, trying to let the world know that I've got this, it's all okay, or you're smiling more than usual. And I feel like your pet sees this, and they would like you to understand that, of course, it's natural for you to be upset if you're going through a separation, if you're moving home, if you're having to let go of something that you don't want to necessarily let go, but you must because it's for everyone's benefit. Then your pet is like, I see your wounded heart, you know, I see your wounded heart, and I'm here to kind of give you some joy. Yeah, your pet would like you to be around them and even talk to them more. Like, I think that your pet really enjoys the sound of your voice, because the Nine of Swords here, this is communicative energy. So it's like, talk to me. Sometimes I noticed it with my cats as well. I'm quite a silent person. I really enjoy silence. I really enjoy like calm, smooth spiritual environments, obviously. And I normally don't talk, especially since I live alone and I really like my solitude. But when I record or when I do personal readings or talk on the telephone, all of a sudden all of my cats wake up. Like they've been in this calm, sweet slumber, and they all wake up and they start to become a little bit more active. And it's kind of like they are activated by the sound of my voice. That's why I'm sharing this personal example with you. Not to brag or anything, but it's just an indication that sometimes you can activate the energy of your pet by using your voice. So I feel like if you just sit down and talk to your pet, and just tell them, like, oh, I've been having a heavy heart, I'm a little bit sad, I've been feeling a little bit down, it's a bit sad what's been happening. I feel like your pet can be like your temporary therapist. You can definitely use the talking cure for for your pet. Just don't expect a verbal reply unless your cat is really talkative. Like I have a black cat and she's very talkative. I talk to her, she talks to me back in her own cat language. So I hope that you have enjoyed this message. I feel like I don't have anything else to add. I hope the reading helps you. I hope it nourishes you. I do apologize if it was a little bit all over the place. My heart goes out to you. If you're going through a separation, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But you know what? You're tough as well. And the toughest thing is to continue to be loving, even as you go through difficult periods in life, to continue to stay sweet and to bake sweet treats for your pets, even as you are in some way challenged by circumstances. Circumstances only help you grow. And sometimes you just outgrow them. So it's time to move on. Thank you so much. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and also tap the bell to receive notifications. I'm on a roll. I'm creating a lot of pick-a-cards for you guys. I have a lot of new upcoming material on my other channels, my astrology channel, my gaming channel. So please feel free to follow me there. You have everything you need under this box or in the comment section, a lot of links for you to peruse. So thank you for your attention, and I can't wait to see you next time. Ciao. Hey group 3, hello darlings. Welcome to your pick a card on the topic of what does your pet have to say to you? Let's figure things out. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the black cat. We have here number 22 and psychism. Oh my goodness. There is a really huge protective energy shield. It's like I can't read your energy because I think some of you could be Wiccas, like occult practitioners. Yeah, you dabble in the occult and you've created a lot of rituals to protect yourself. So it's really hard to kind of like pick up on the energy. There's an air of mystery around you. There is also a lot of defensiveness. It's kind of like, I think that you've been through a lot of things, and it's like you purposely selected certain animals to have as familiars. Like you see your pets as something more than just a pet. You see them not only as a life counterpart, but as essential to your sense of psychic protection. Like, you know how cats sometimes get drawn to high energy places in the household? Like they can be excellent feng shui practitioners. Obviously unqualified, but still, like they know the hot spots, the energetic hot spots in a house, and they decide to go there and to plant themselves there to sleep. And as they purr, they are changing the frequency of that space. Yeah, there's defensiveness here because I think you may have been like cast out of a social group or abused by the envy of others, made to feel like you are the black sheep, you know, the black cat in your family, in your social group, because of the things that you were into, because of the things like you may have loved to listen to heavy metal music and people labeled you in a certain way because of that. Or you're into herbalism and witchcraft and people label you negatively because of that. Or you could be very artistic, but you are drawing this really intense fever dream landscapes or nightmarish things, right? You have a penchant for noir and kind of like darker themes. You like exploring the darker side of human experience, the darkness within yourself and other people. You're not afraid of that. You actually are very good at it. And people are afraid. They're afraid of what they don't know, but you are excited about the unknown. So that kind of puts you in opposition to them, and people may have been labeling you unfairly as weird, dangerous, an outcast, pushing you to the side. And this black cat is like a symbol also of your own persecution. Black cats and witches were unfortunately some of the most tortured groups of living beings throughout history. Also the most misunderstood. The ones who suffered the most due to patriarchal corruption of ideas and values. Because black cats are actually incredibly affectionate. They are very talkative. They do make some weird sounds, and I do believe that the fact that they are so dark and they make these weird sounds, especially when they want you to open the door, they meow very strongly when they are cavorting and they're feeling very turned on, when they're in heat, they make some weird sounds as well. And I think because of that, people have associated them with the devil, right? But they're far from it. They are just gorgeous creatures, incredibly talkative, incredibly communicative, and intelligent as well. And I think that similar to this black cat archetype, you have also been made to feel like the bad person in your connections. Yeah, because we have here number 22, which is the number of collaborations, union, partnerships. Okay, all this being said, let's see what your cat would say to you. A cat, yeah. So most of you maybe have a cat, that's why you were drawn to this, but it doesn't have to be a cat. It's a general reading, so maybe you have a dog, or I'm hearing some of you may have a chihuahua. That is the same size of a cat. Some of you are raising rats. Okay. So let's see. We have here King of Cups. We have here the Eight of Swords. And we also have here the Six of Wands. You are currently in a state of emotional turmoil because of your relationship to a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, who is slightly older than you, or they are more mature. They've been through a lot of things in their life. You are believing that this person is lying to you about something. You feel like they're hiding something from you. But I'm here to let you know that clarity is coming soon in this situation. Your animal would say to you that if you're feeling lonely, mama or papa, you're going to have a counterpart soon. And your pet is kind of apprehensive because they're feeling changes coming in. You are rearranging the space a little bit in your household and your place of living to adapt to somebody else's energy. And your pet is also kind of like, oh, I'm going to have to adapt to someone new very soon. And this could be something that is making them feel a little bit out of sorts, I would say. I don't think that your pet is crazy anxious, but it's just out of sorts. I also feel that if you believe your pet is hiding things from you, or like taking your objects, maybe pieces of jewelry, or I don't know, napkins or things that you leave about surfaces, and you believe that your pet is kind of like throwing them away or taking them, this is not true, okay? You are going to find the culprit. You are going to get some clarity, some honest open-mindedness that's coming in. I also believe that if you're having problems talking to your pet, very soon you're going to figure them out by playing with them, by helping them move, by taking them out, by taking them on a trip with you as well. So if your pet has been uncommunicative, unresponsive, a little bit out of sorts, because they are feeling the energy of another person already affecting your energy. So you could be crushing on somebody, falling in love with somebody. You have just met a person and you're kind of working the trust aspect of the relationship. And your pet sees that your energy is taken up by another individual and they're preparing for that space. I also feel that if you are worried that you are being lied to, this is not actually the case. It's just a case of sorry, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but it's kind of like paranoia with overthinking. So kind of like paranoid overthinking, which will be diminished if you just start doing something physically with your body. So I recommend going for a walk if you find yourself spiraling. I recommend taking your pet maybe to the vet to see if they're okay. I also feel like you should go on a trip with your pet, or just just take your pet outside, just take them for a walk. Take your pet to visit relatives or friends. Show your pet to other people as well. I see very strongly here that with Six of Wands, there will be success, there will be a happy resolution, a tiny victory. I don't know why, but I'm kind of hearing, some of you may be hearing what I'm saying, and you're a bit upset because you're like, I cannot move my pet cannot be moved. And I just feel the need to convey to you that as I was walking through my neighborhood 2 days ago, and keep in mind, I don't live at all in a fancy rich person neighborhood. On the contrary, I live at the opposite end of that environment. And even in this space, I saw two random different women at different points of the day pushing a cart in which they had animals inside. One of them had a cat, and the cat was just like this, like whiskers in the wind. And the other one had a dog, a small sized dog, who looked very gray and old, almost like the dog was too weak to walk. So she took the dog and put it in a baby cart. So maybe a baby cart could be a good solution to moving your pet if your pet is struggling to move. I see that movement is really important, taking action, rather than keep thinking and talking about the situation, because it's leading nowhere and it's only creating paranoid thinking at the moment. So definitely you can benefit from the support of a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Your pet really likes this person. Yeah. If there have been certain conflicts between this new individual, I see here a man. If this individual kind of clashed with your pet and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say because I really like this person, and maybe we will move in together one day, but my pet will not accept them. It was just a miscommunication, a misunderstanding. And I feel like there will be a situation in which you guys are going to clear the air. The pet is going to act in a more loving way to this partner, or this partner is going to really stop projecting negative ideas onto the pet and finally accept them. I see that giving the pet some treats is really going to help. I feel like in this entire reading, the theme of treats was really important. It's like I'm advertising for your pets on behalf of them. I'm their spokesperson. It's like, Lexi, tell them to give us more food. Obviously, I'm joking. This is in no way sponsored by your pets. So let me show you the oracle cards. We have here the earthworm, clarity, and also rumination. Yeah, oh my goodness. This fits so well with the Eight of Swords energy, yeah. Keeping your head above the ground, but also quickly hiding underneath it. Your pet would say, don't be such a coward. Your pet is calling you out. Your pet would say, just be above ground, be direct, be open and honest. Nobody's actually trying to lie to you or steal from you, okay? These are some illusions you've created in your mind so that you won't be pushed into acting, okay? So your pet would say, don't be lazy, yeah? Open your heart, yeah, exactly. It's a much nicer, gentler way of calling you out. And we also have here deep breathing. I don't know why I'm laughing so much in your reading. I think there's a lot of joy getting ready to enter into your life. I feel like you will have a very fortunate relationship, very good relationship with this King of Cups, a mature individual, a person that is open and vulnerable and emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, and you need to match up. Yeah, you need to open your heart and allow this person. We see here this woman who has these beautiful lilies, and lilies are a symbol of beauty, elegance. Many people use lilies in their bouquets to decorate weddings. And we also have the swan, and as you know, swans tend to mate for life with their partner, so a long-term connection, right? Somebody who wants to love on you, and you need to stop mistrusting this person and just accept them for who they are, and you will see that your pet will accept them as well. Your pet is very protective of you. we did talk at the beginning of the wall of energy that I felt. You are highly protected, highly guarded, a bit too much on the defensive, like you're ready to protect yourself at any moment, to snap back at people, you know. But be mindful that you don't fall into that hedgehog archetype, like you're very sweet on the inside but spiky on the outside, and push away some good opportunities. Yeah. Deep breathing. Well, this tells me that your pet knows that the universe is getting ready to give you your heart's desire, which in some cases could be a long-term partnership with a person that truly loves you and that you can love as well. But you're anxious because you've been hurt in the past. So a lot of scenarios, like negative scenarios, are popping up in your mind, like, oh, what if this person betrays me? What if this person hurts my pet or uses my pet against me like the other person did, you know? I feel like this is not the case. You can wipe the slate clean. You are being given a second chance to try to trust. And even though it's difficult, deep breathing is going to help you open up your heart, and it will bring you a victory with this King of Cups. Yeah. And it's important to be brave and to stop creating negative thoughts and mental blocks on the path of achieving this goal, because your intuition is very strong and your pet's intuition is also very strong. And I feel very strongly that you should guide yourself according to how, I know it sounds weird, but if you have any doubts related to your partner, guide yourself. One second, another message is coming in. Guide yourself according to how this pet reacts to your person. The other message was that I'm missing my earring. So something is missing that is about to be corrected. Maybe this person is getting ready to foster an animal to show you that they actually care about animals, or you're getting ready to do that. There we go. I actually placed mine earrings, and my earrings are, we have here the sun and we have here the moon. So mother energy, father energy, right? Wife and husband, the archetypes that complement each other. So again, I see that the picture is becoming complete, whole. You are going to have a beautiful relationship with this partner. And I feel that try again with your pet, because if there was a misunderstanding, you are going to see that there will be a victory. Yeah. In terms of your pet accepting your counterpart and your counterpart accepting your pet. And it also had something to do with the fact that if you were spiked up against this individual, your pet was protecting you, and this is why they may have reacted negatively to your partner. The moment when you accept your partner and you see them for this beautiful, calming water sign energy, this loving, this artistic, loving, healing, spiritually healing energy, the moment when you open up your heart, you'll see that your animal is also going to be more loving towards your partner. Yeah, so I think this is the overall message. It's like your pet is protecting you. And if you are in a negative mindset about this lover, your pet is going to react in a negative way towards them. If you are in a loving mindset towards this partner, your pet is going to be very affectionate and they will get along with them. Yeah, keep that in mind. Your energy is very strong and it's influencing your pet a lot. Okay, so this is the reading that I had for you. Thank you kindly for listening. Please remember to like, comment. I really like it if you subscribe as well and include yourself in my family. Tap the bell to receive notifications, because I have a lot more readings coming your way in this period. I feel very inspired. And yeah, I'm very grateful for having you here, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Ciao. Hey group 4, hello loves. Welcome to a pick-a-card reading. We are going to be inquiring into what your pet is having to say to you. What do they want to say? That sounded way more complicated than I wanted it to come out. So maybe you've got like a complicated relationship with your pet. Anyway, this is for those of you that were drawn to this wolf spirit animal. We see here the familiar ally. Oh. I feel that some of you, I'm sorry for the sounds, but I feel that some of you may have recently lost a pet and you're considering whether you should adopt a new one. I'm very drawn to the ghost-like image of this wolf. Some of you don't have a pet and you're considering whether you want to adopt one, or you have a pet in the spirit world. It's a very mysterious group. Like your relationship to your pet indeed is complicated, mysterious, a little bit occult. You are in between relationships with pets. Some of you are working actively with a familiar. You're summoning this animal spirit every time when you're doing a seance, or you're doing inner work, or astrally projecting. You got me really curious, group 4. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say about this really interesting energy. Yeah. I think that some of you are about to gift a pet to someone, or you may adopt from a distance. Like, you know how shelters have animals and they require resources to feed those animals and take care of them, so you can provide them with funds and adopt a pet symbolically, not actually taking it into your home, but making sure that the pet has all the resources that they need at the shelter for it. So I said ho 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 because we have here the Magician and we have here the Crow. And definitely the Crow is the emissary between our living world and the world of the dead, the underworld. It's a sign of rebirth, a sign of deep transformation, loss, letting go. If you know the movie, for example, not the recent one, but the old-fashioned one from the 90s. So it's a sign of coming back to life and empowering yourself. The Magician, right? Power, willpower especially. The willpower to forgive and forget and move forward. Some of you have lost your pet and you don't know what to do. Should you adopt a new pet? That's actually the worst kind of situation. It's even worse than death, knowing that your pet may still be alive, but you don't know where the pet is, right? We have here the Hanged Man. Exactly. It's like being in between worlds, not really making any firm decision, not really knowing in which direction to go. You're kind of stuck there, hanging. You left things on hold. A sacrifice needs to be made so that you can progress, so that you can move forward. And the sacrifice is the closing of a chapter. Admitting to yourself that closure has to happen. You removing yourself from a situation, saying, finally, I'm locking the door on this situation. It could be in certain cases that you need to have, if you lost your pet, you may need to have a symbolic burial in which you take some of the objects of the pet and you bury them somewhere. It's almost like saying goodbye to your pet. But I would recommend that you do this ritual only if years have passed since you lost that pet, not months. Because in certain situations, you know, I do know that there are certain exceptions when even after years pets have returned. And you know, there could be that possibility. But in order for you to psychologically move forward in your life and stop being attached, you need to have the symbolic burial at least kind of like a year after you lost your pet. Like literally lost it, you don't know where it is, not lost it as in the pet died. If the pet died, it's important to create a ritual around cutting cords. You're still strongly attached to that pet and it's influencing your energy in negative ways. It's important for you to kind of understand that you're coming at the end of a cycle of karma in which you had you were faced with a lot of difficult things because in a past life you were being difficult with other people. And that mirroring has finally come to an end. You are released, you are set free to create new relationships, to take new actions, and you have to be mindful of them because they should be actions that stem from a place of love and peace rather than actions that will create even more hurtful karma for you down the line. To some extent, we all will continue to make mistakes in our relationships, in our life. We'll make bad decisions, you know, it's inevitable. And we will create bad karma, but you do have a certain degree of control and willpower over what you choose to focus on. I see here a lot of fated energies. And I know that you're here to find out what your pet has to say to you, but I'm finding it very hard to understand what your pet wants to say to you because your pet is somewhere in limbo. And it could be that you came here because you want to hear something from your pet that passed on. I definitely feel that with Page of Cups, your pet had they were just beginning to feel incredibly affectionate towards you. They were attaching themselves to you. They would say that, I think of you very fondly, you know, for the small time in which you were my caretaker. I really was attached to you, you know, I cared for you. And I want to thank you for caring for me too. Yeah. So there is this energy of your pet was kind of like attaching themselves to you. They were kind of choosing you as their caretaker. There was this energy of flow of emotions between the two of you that was unfortunately cut short. We are dealing here with a page, not with a king. Your pet may have been born under the sign of Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. There may be an issue here with water. Maybe you have fish as pets, or it could be that there was, you know, an incident involving water, maybe a drowning. My heart goes out to you. Buds, new beginnings, and we see here expansion. Your pet would say, it's okay to start again. It's okay to create a new relationship with a new pet. You know, you have my blessing. It's okay to put me in the past. Your pet would say, it's time for you to make a decision. You've been stuck in this limbo for such a long period of time. It's okay to close the chapter on me. You know, it's okay to draw the line and say, okay, this is what I need to do. Your pet would also say, you have to take really good care of your body because you've been letting yourself go. Maybe because you have been feeling under water, under the weather, depressed as well. There is the possibility here of having lived with a lot of darkness as you were considering what to do next. You see all these backgrounds are dark, and we have rain here, we have stars, and we have hair on my finger from one of my cats. You will find another creature that you will be able to take care of. You will be blessed with another pet family member. And you do mean the world. You do mean the world to your pet. You see this elk that is bringing, it looks like a nut, but it has the symbol of the world on it, like the world is lit up by this kind act of feeding and care. So beautiful, because I'm in the process of transitioning at the moment, and the place where I'm transitioning into, I have my doubts about it because I don't want to transition, but I have to. There's no other choice for me to move forward. And I kept asking my ancestors for symbolisms, and around this place where I'm going to be relocating to, I've been seeing a lot of animals. I saw a hedgehog in the middle of the night crossing in front of this building in which I want to move. And that was a really interesting sign. A hedgehog in the middle of a busy city is very rare. I also saw a bird, a baby bird that was dropped from a nest, and it was lying down on the asphalt on the street in front of me as I was coming home from buying groceries from the market. And I took the baby bird and I put it someplace that was safe under shade, and because it was a hot day, and I put it under the shade on grass, because you know, you're not supposed to feed baby birds or to intervene too much. You're just supposed to put them safe so that the parents can intervene and feed them. And it seems like the baby bird was rescued, because the next day when I went by, I only saw my napkin. I transferred the bird onto the grass with the help of a napkin. And you know, it was such a beautiful experience to pick up the bird. And although I was really sad because it looked so vulnerable, its eyes were not open, it barely had any feathers, but it was so warm, its heart was beating so fast, and it was so sweet. So just holding this beautiful creature, this new life in your hands with this beating heart, this warm beating heart, you know, it was amazing. And I'm so happy that it got rescued by its parents. Apparently birds do that. Sometimes they kick their own kids out of their nest in order to push them to open their wings or open their eyes, you know, when it's time for them. And this baby bird was actually quite well formed. It wasn't like really tiny, it was quite large. So ready to become adult, I imagine. So anyway, I shared the story with you because I think it's important, first of all, to distract your attention from the pain a little bit. Not that you're not supposed to feel it, but I do feel that we can wallow in our pain for a very long period of time. And I feel like your pet would say, I think it's about time that you wrap up this wound, you know, you wrap it up, the world. An ending is necessary. You get out of this limbo state in which you have been for a long period of time, and you make a sacrifice. You will yourself into making an important decision. Obviously, when you make a decision, you are choosing one path to the detriment of all the other options that were placed before you. But it's important for you to begin your life again with fresh energy. It's important for you to make a decision, yeah? You don't have to make the right decision. It's just the right decision for you at that point in time, yeah? Make a decision that is aligned with your heart, with what you want to do, and you will be rewarded for it. It doesn't have to be a decision that everybody else wants you to do, yeah? So I see that there will be a new pet, a new familiar entering your life. I feel that there will be a new beginning. You will be able to form a beautiful, affectionate new bond with another pet. As long as you make the decision to care for yourself and to walk away from the past, you close the door on what has been a difficult relationship. And I feel that the relationship in itself may have been good, but the ending was difficult. Yeah, your pet either got lost or died or was taken away from you, and there was still this lingering energy of what do I do, as you were caught up in the darkness, yeah. But you have all the resources that you need to begin again, to take care of another pet, to foster, to adopt, yeah. You have all the resources you need, and your pet would like you to move on. It is being kept safe in the world of spirit if you actually lost this pet to death. And this pet is kind of sending you really good vibes, really good energy, and would like you to move forward. Yeah, it's time for you to bloom. I also see that in certain cases, if you lost a child, this is a very specific message for some of you out there. If you had a miscarriage recently, adopting a pet, nourishing a pet, taking care of a pet is going to heal your broken heart. And it will help you come to a place of strength to such an extent that you will be willing to try again to have a human baby. Yeah. This was really emotional. I'm trying not to cry. I hope that this reading helped in some way. I hope that you found some comfort in it. It was created with this intention. Like this video as well, so it can be distributed to other people who may be going through the same kind of struggles like you. Comment and let me know, is this in any way resonating with your story? Feel free to only share with the collective what you feel inclined to share. But just so you know, we are a really loving group of souls here. My soul family is so wonderful. And I'm really grateful that you're part of it and that you somehow stumbled upon this reading through the laws of serendipity here on YouTube. And I have hair from my cats flying around. The benefits and the downsides of being a cat mom. Thank you kindly, and I cannot wait to see my next one.